Hi everyone, welcome back. I've been wanting to talk about my eyebrows now for a really long time, and I feel like I have enough progress and results to finally talk about them. So if you've been around on my channel and on my Instagram for a while now, you will know that I first started off with the thinnest brows. I think there was barely any hair there. It was just awful. A lot of that had to do with when I was in high school and even in my college days, I feel like eyebrows weren't a thing. As crazy as that sounds, I was always tweezing and plucking and getting them waxed, and thin eyebrows were the best thing ever. So when the world was obsessed with brows again, I had none. I really was honestly not confident at all to go out without my brows done. I barely showed my brows on camera for you guys. I mean, even now, sometimes I barely do it. Brows have always been kind of a sensitive subject for me. So whenever you guys compliment me about my brows, I always get an extra warm, fuzzy feeling because brows aren't my strong suit. They just aren't. I have to deal with what I have. So right now, I have nothing in my brows so that the trolls don't try it in the comments. There is literally nothing in my brows. These are my natural brows in their habitat. My right eyebrow is definitely my favorite and my fuller eyebrow compared to my left. Girl, before this I barely even had eyebrows, so thank you Jesus for this right now. So step one, what I did was stop tweezing immediately, because the more you tweeze and the more you pluck your hairs, the less likely they are to grow back. I of course plucked some rogue hairs, unibrows, whatever. I of course got rid of those, but I stopped plucking around my arch and this and that. I made sure to put the tweezers down. Step two, what I did, and this is not a sponsored video, Benefit is not sponsoring this, I used the Browvo conditioning primer. I used it for probably a little bit over a year now. I know their brow products came out May of last year, and the results at first weren't immediate. I was like, does this thing really work? I was very skeptical about it. So basically what it advertises to do is just kind of it's like a primer, but it does get a little crunchy. So I definitely recommend, if you are going to use this, to layer it on at night, not during the day. It basically just is a vitamin infused primer that says it will thicken your brow hairs. Honestly, it did all of that for me. I feel like it even helped grow my brow hairs, but the thing with this is you have to keep using it. The second you stop, I did feel like my brows got a little bit thinner, so I ran out for a couple weeks there. This product single-handedly saved my brows, and I can't rave enough about this. So I'm going to show you the way that I apply it. Basically what I do is, it has a tip applicator. That's way too much, but I can't see what I'm doing. So basically what you do is, for me, I would focus it in the areas where my brow hairs were the least full and where I wanted them to grow. So around my arch and towards the tail were always really big problem areas for me. That is what I do, just kind of focus it in that area. And then whatever is left on the primer, I kind of just brush through my brow hairs. And then doing literally the same exact thing to the other side. And then just kind of letting it dry and seep into your skin. So then I'm just taking this spoolie from Tweezerman and brushing the product further through my eyebrows. So you definitely can use this during the day. I just would recommend a thinner layer, if that makes sense, because they will leave your brows a little bit crunchy. Step three, I changed the way that I was grooming my brows. I am blessed or cursed, or however you want to put it, with curly eyebrows, and they are definitely hard to maintain. It's that nice Italian gene. What I was doing in the past when I had a curly eyebrow or a long eyebrow hair, I would just pluck it out. And of course, that's going to create sparseness with your brows. So what I learned to do was kind of trim them, get them neaten up. So what I do, and my brows are pretty tamed right now, but I'm just going to show you how I trim them and how I take care of them. Take a spoolie or anything, this is from Tweezerman, and just brush your hairs directly upwards, and any kind of rogue hairs or rogue spots you have sticking out, you want to trim those with your scissors. Now, of course, be very, very careful when taking any type of scissor to your face. These are actually some Tarte lash trimmers, but they're perfect for trimming your brow hairs as well. So basically what I do is, you can see there are a little bit of curly cues up in here that are kind of sticking out a bit. So I'm just going to trim those instead of plucking them like some type of an idiot. So just a little trimmy trims. And trimming your brow hairs isn't the same as tweezing it, obviously. They still will grow because you're not pulling out the root of the hair. So this is how my brows look without any product in it. The only thing that's in it is the Browvo conditioning primer, but no pencils, no powders, no gels, none of that stuff. So since I'm here, I guess I can just give you guys an updated brow routine, how to fill in your brows to make them look even thicker. So I can do that as well. But this is basically just an update on my eyebrow growth. I'm really, really happy with the results. So jumping right into filling in my brows, I'm going to be taking the Precisely My Brow pencil. This is going to give you a much more natural, fuller looking brow. You have a really thin tip here and a spoolie on the other end. I always like to start underneath my brow. I feel like that really brings my entire brow together, because once I have that kind of mapped out, it makes it a lot easier for me to go in later on and figure out where my top arch goes and where I should draw more hairs or whatever. Everything you want to use with a very light hand and like feathery strokes. I'm almost like dramatizing the stroke. The only place I do get a little bit more harsh is like around this area where you want the arch to be like, wee, snatched. You want that snatched arch, girl. And since the beginning of my brow is very, very full, I kind of tend to just leave that alone and as natural as possible. For me, I need work on my arch and the tail of my brow. So that's where I am like focusing this, kind of like rounding out the edges. I don't want anything too pointy or sharp looking, so I like a rounded brow better than like a square looking brow. For the beginning of my brow, I use the very edge of the brow brush and kind of just swipe upwards to give, again, some hair-like strokes. And I use a lot of my brush to like diffuse the product and make sure that it's all evenly spread out. That is kind of like my full, more natural looking brow. Of course, this isn't natural for majority of people, but this is natural for me since I'm like full glam every day, all day. So then what I do to kind of like bring some more dimension, texture, and depth to the brows, I go in with the 3D brow tones. This is also from Benefit, and I'm in the shade number 2, and I kind of just swipe my brow hairs upwards with this to kind of give it a little bit of texture, make it look like my brows are like not flat and drawn on. Okay guys, and this is kind of like my journey, my brow history. If you are trying to grow out your brows, be patient and stop plucking, girl. But I have to say, I don't think my brows are that bad. Some people in the comments are like, girl, your brows are me. So yeah, guys, I hope that this video was helpful and a little bit informative for you guys. Leave me a comment down below if you've tried the Browvo and what you think of it, because I'm interested, because everybody has different results, so I'm very interested to see how this product works on other people. And thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye!